everyone. We are going to be doing a demonstration for gel plate printing. We're going to be using acrylic paint for this, so be wary, it will stain your clothes. I stained my shirt earlier today, so it can happen to the best of us. Please make sure that you're paying attention to this. If you use too much paint, if you don't use your brayer the correct way, things can get a little sloppy and a little messy. You're also going to be responsible for cleaning everything up and doing so properly. So please make sure that you're keeping your workspace clean so that your cleanup goes a little smoother as well. I'm hoping that you can see all of this from the view of my computer. I'm going to kind of be messing around here and seeing what works best, so bear with me, folks. But here are the materials that we need. You're going to need paper all over. We're going to be putting our paint on our paper. We're also going to be printing onto paper. When you get started today, especially with these acrylics, shake them very well. Make sure the cap is on, shake them well, and you're going to be hopefully getting through 2 colors today. We always want to start with the lighter color, at least when we're experimenting, so that you can kind of see how we're going to build up these prints. Now, when we work with gel printing, we're going to start in layers. So what we're doing right now would be the first layer, that texture layer. I have 2 daubs of paint. I don't need a ton, so please work minimally. I have my gel plate. Treat these kindly and with respect. We want them to last a long time. And I have my brayer. If there's any water on your brayer, get that off. Same for your printing plate. We don't want water on these as we're printing. It's going to affect the look of our paint. So I know that for this demonstration, I want to print a lighter background for texture, and then I'm going to print a negative or positive space design with the darker color. So as I work, you're going to notice that I'm lifting my brayer up and I'm doing very small rolls. I want to get this evenly on my brayer, so I start with those small rolls and then I give a nice even layer on my paper. Once I've covered my brayer, then I put my paint down on my gel plate. I want to get this coverage nice and even. I want to be able to see that I've gotten every corner of my gel plate, and I can also experiment with how I apply it to see if I like how some of those different features look. As soon as I'm done, I can do my first print, my first layer, and I'm going to just take a piece of paper, get it right above my piece, and then massage down. You're pushing, adding pressure, and now we're going to be lifting the acrylic paint off of our gel piece, and you can peek at it right from the get-go. So this would be my first layer. It has textures all on its own from the brayer, some spots where there was thicker paint than in others. And now I'm going to move right into that second roll. I'm going to clean my brayer by getting a piece of paper and rolling it off. So I'm rolling that ink off. I can also clean my gel plate by pulling paper off of it as well. So we're going to be using a lot of paper. We're going to be kind of moving quickly, but it's all about experimenting today. So now I'm ready for my blue. I want to think about negative and positive space, which we've talked about as a class, because I want my positive space to be filled with my orange that I started with. So for my negative space, that'll be all the blue around it. I'm going to fill and cover my plate. I'm still using my proper rolling techniques, covering this up. And now I'm going to come up with a design that I can remove from the paint, but see the negative space of on my print. So I'm going to quickly grab a pair of scissors. I'm just going to make a little shape here. I've got some funky scissors. Just going to use paper that I have on hand. And now I've got this kind of funky shape that I can put down on my plate. Now this shape is going to stick down on my plate, and whatever shape I have, this is where I will see my orange popping through. So I'm going to set it kind of off to the corner. Just give it a couple taps. Then I'm going to come back in with my print, and I'm going to do my best to layer it right on top. I'm going to give a massage again, but this time what you're going to see is that negative and positive space separated. So I lift up, and where my paper was, I now reveal the background that I printed in my first layer. So this is our goal within today and our next workday. We want to be able to get base layers printed to then do some experimentation with negative and positive space on the second layer. Now this is about all we'll have time for today, is getting through just kind of experimenting with printing, getting our gel plates covered, and seeing how things go. I don't expect anyone to have anything final or really extravagant prints today. Just get familiar with our materials and be ready to clean up when it's time. Thanks.